Alright, I'm Christopher Gunter, and this is my presentation for my 220 packaging project. First off, a little bit about me. I am not taking an emphasis area. I chose to do a minor instead, and since I plan on going into the military after graduation, I went with the ROTC Air Force Department and got my minor through that. And in a perfect world, I'd like to get stationed at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and work in the packaging testing lab out there, throwing stuff out the back of airplanes and watching them fall to the ground in parachutes or not, depending on how the package is designed. First off, like Mr. Hurley said, the class is about recreating something we see and building off of that. So I started off with my 2 GB flash drive, built the internals and externals off of that, and then started about designing a new drive. I got relatively good response about all of them, but what I thought was boring about flash drives is that you always lose the cap, or the cap's not attached, or it's something boring and it just sits there. So what I decided to go with is make the cap the essential part about the flash drive, and the flash drive kind of secondary. It's more of a conversation piece sitting on your desk. And I decided to go with a little pistol design and have the flash drive be in the magazine. Now, what I wanted to do to make it a little bit different is have the slide move back and forth depending on what you wanted it to look like, how you wanted it to set up. So I had to end up building 12 different parts in SolidWorks and get them all tolerance closely together. Like, for instance, that's just my spec sheets. For example, the little pin that sits on the bottom left one has to fit through the bottom hole there, or the flash drive's not going to stay together. The rails on the bottom left one have to fit on these openings in the top right one, or the flash drive's not going to go together, and so forth with the magazine that holds the drive itself. If any of these don't fit together right, you're going to spend hours sanding these for each and every single one you build just to get them sent out the door. So you've got the completed drive and a little exploded view showing you how everything would fit together. My inspiration for my packaging came from a little atomic ray gun casing. I liked the way that it showed that it was kind of more toyish, a little bit more playful. So I ended up throwing some words on there out of 1970s Batman to lighten the mood a little bit. Then that was my start-off point for my box. I liked the way it kind of displayed the product out the top as you lifted the lid off. And I made 2 inserts to sandwich around it. That way it doesn't rattle around in the box. It sits securely in the middle. And there's my fully assembled box, photo rendered, ready to be sent out of the manufacturer. That's how everything fits together for the primary package. Everything just slides down, sandwiching the flash drive in the middle. And there are 12 to a case load sitting in a FEFCO 201 standard half-slotted container. For my cape pack report, using a 2x3 by 6 box, I was able to get a 98% cube efficiency per pallet, and I was able to max out a truck to 92%. My favorite part of the class was working in SolidWorks. I think that shows, building 12 parts in there. What I struggled with the most was purely moving stuff from the Mac side of the computer to the Windows side and then back again. Seemed really roundabout. I ended up just going through my flash drive almost every time. The most interesting thing I learned was how all these different programs have been set up to interconnect. You can take something you build in SolidWorks, move it into Arduous CAD, build a package around it, move it into Illustrator, build all your graphics around it from there, pull in stuff from Photoshop and put that on your Illustrator package. And do I think I'm more prepared for the packaging world? Yeah. Shortly, sweetly, yeah. I know a lot about all the programs, and I feel I could adequately design anything that someone sat me down to do. And that's all I got.